My name is Talana and welcome back to Chronically Me Tea. Today I'm going to start off my ostomy series by showing you some tools and supplies that I like to pack on short trips. I will say it's very important to over prepare than under prepare. These are some of the things that I use. First off, I store everything in this bag. It's by Rae Dunn, and I love how it says essentials on it because these are my essentials. I'll link some of her stuff down below. I simply just buy it because it's cute, to be honest. But this holds everything for me. Really, it just doesn't hold the stuff that I'll throw in my backpack anyways. So I'll go through that in a minute. I also do always pack a hairdryer with me. I never know when I'm having a shower and I need to make sure my skin is dry or dry off my bag. It's just nice. Sometimes the bags don't dry as quickly as you'd like them to when you're air drying them. So a hairdryer that's collapsible is very good for traveling as well. I never leave home without my ostomy deodorant. So the deodorant I use is called Ostoguard. Always pack lots of these. I do go through them like crazy because I don't like the smell of my poop, and I'm not sure if others who have a ileostomy or colostomy relate, but it stinks. It's not like normal poop. It smells bad. So I always have lots of these. They don't normally fit in this bag because I pack so many. Another thing I like to bring, depending on where I'm going, is some flushable wipes. It's nice to use them around my stoma when I'm taking off my bag or cleaning the inside of my bag when I'm emptying it. I use Cottonelle wipes. Let's get into the bag. If something were to go wrong with my ostomy or I need to change sizes or anything, I like to have all the things that I would need just in case I need to change what I'm used to doing. Quite often I don't use half of these things in here, but I bring them just in case. Some things I like to bring are Stoma Guides. So these are sizing guides. I always keep a Coloplast one and a Hollister one in my bag because Hollister has different circle sizes than Coloplast. So depending on what my stoma's looking like, if all of a sudden things go whack and it's not what I'm used to, I have the option of choices here. And they're paper thin, so I always bring those. I love these wipes from Safe and Simple, and I usually bring, if I already have a little bit, I'll bring another bag. But they're Safe and Simple Adhesive Remover Cleansing Wipes. So I like these because it just takes off the goop really quickly, but I don't actually use it as an adhesive remover. I use another adhesive remover, but I just like it as a wipe. But I don't use them too much because they are quite moist. Another thing that's really important to bring is lots of paper towel. These ones I actually steal from the hospital because they're super thick and absorbent. Sometimes I cut them up into sheets, but paper towel, tissue, Kleenex, napkins, I mean, if that's all you got, it's great, but I always like to keep lots. Have some belts. Sometimes I pack 2 of these because one always goes missing and you never know when you need a belt. So I always pack the belts that I'm using for the bag that I'm using. I do use different types of bags here and there, so they will be different attachments. I always pack these safe or sure seal rings. So these are rings, it's cut out in the middle there, but these are rings that go around your stoma flange. And it's nice because this just for extra security. Nothing to be scared about. Don't be scared that your bag's gonna fall off, but it's just nice to have an extra seal. It's very subtle on your skin. You don't really notice it's there. It's kind of like a Tegaderm that you get with your IV. So I like these. These are awesome. I don't use them too often, but I love them for extra security. You never know when you're gonna need them. And the big stash. I haven't filled up this bag, so I'm not going anywhere yet, but tons and tons of bags. I always bring at least 1 bag per day, plus a couple extra. So I don't change my bag every day. I change my bag maybe every 3 to 4 days, every 2 days if it's bad. But like I say, if something goes wrong and I need to take it off and put a new one on, I don't want to be penny pinching. So I bring a ton of bags because the last thing I want to do when I'm away is worry about stuff. So I bring my bags and I have them ready to go. Sometimes I cut them and sometimes I don't. In this case, I'll always bring scissors, which are these nifty scissors. And sometimes I'll cut a couple, but I like to just leave them uncut just in case something happens. I did pre-cut a bunch once and my stoma changed, so now those are all pre-cut to a big size and I don't use that size yet again. So yeah, bags and scissors. Hollister gave me this mirror when I got a package, so I always bring a mirror just in case. I usually do my changes in front of a bathroom mirror anyways, so I don't need this, but it's just nice to have this mirror. Bags, lots of trash bags. These come with your Coloplast bags or your Hollister bags, or they usually come with bags, so I bring them, but you can use Doggie bags. Those would be the same, but I always pack lots of those. Adhesive remover. So I use a couple different types of adhesive remover and a couple brands that I like. I don't really have a favorite. I like Salts because it has a minty smell into it, so it kind of makes the room smell nice when you're changing. I also like Miltac because it takes things off really quick. So I'll always bring a couple sprays. I use these when I'm changing my bag and just pulling it off. But I actually use the wipes, these adhesive remover wipes from either Salts or Adapt, Hollister. So I use these when I am taking the extra adhesive that's literally stuck to my skin, but just the sprays to take the bag off. So I pack sprays and a ton of these. So I only really use one, maybe two in a change. So I'll, again, kind of count it out for how many days and then throw in a couple extra. For the sprays, it's kind of the same thing. I'll probably only really bring 2 sprays because I know I have extra wipes. And again, the adhesive remover, actual wipes, those are all adhesive removers. So in the end, I'm not really running low on adhesive remover here. Another thing I will bring are rings. So I have a bunch of them. I bring a couple different types of rings. And the reason I bring a couple different types of rings is because I use a couple different types of rings. I've been finding lately that my stoma likes to leak a little bit more than I'm anticipating. So these ones are good, but they don't last as long for me. So I'll bring these types of rings. So these are just the Coloplast barrier seals, and they're called protective rings. Sorry, they're not barrier seals. These are the Coloplast protective rings. And I have a couple different sizes, big ones and little ones. So different surface areas. And then these ones are actually my favorite. They're sticky on one side, not sticky on the other. They're actually pre-cut, so I just cut them and wrap them around. So it just depends on what I want to use. So I bring choices. And again, I'll bring enough for how many days I'm gone, plus some extra. I bring Tinaptin. So this is foot powder, and it's really great for if you have a fungal infection, if you're having issues with moisture, bumps, itchiness on your skin. So I'll use this when I have a fungus infection, and I'll put the powder on, rub it in, and then I'll seal it in with some sort of spray.
I want to add, I also have stoma powder that I bring as well. I sometimes pack them in smaller containers that are easy to bring if you need more space.
I only use the barrier spray if I have some sort of powder on. I find my skin doesn't need it otherwise. So again, kind of like the adhesive remover, I bring a bunch of different types of spray. Lately I've been liking this No Sting Skin Prep, Smith & Nephew, but it works really well. It covers a huge area and it dries really fast. That's why I love this one so much, is because of how fast it dries. I also use Salt's film barrier wipes, these little square ones, or the foam applicators. Sometimes I like these for getting around the stoma a little bit more. Again, it just depends on my mood and what's going on with my stoma. The only thing I notice with Salts is it doesn't dry as quickly. So if I'm using these, I actually use the hairdryer to dry it out a little bit quicker and make sure I'm getting a full, clean, dry plate before I put my bag on. Also have a prescription for flovent. This is the same thing as Flonase that you can buy over the counter. I don't use this all the time. I only use it when my skin is acting up and irritating, but because it is a steroid, I don't want to put too many steroids on my skin for long term. So I just bring it just in case, and then I have it to use it. If not, I don't. I like this over the Flonase because it's dry, where the Flonase is wet, so you have to wait for it to dry. I bring is paste. I don't use paste too often. I like this Korea paste. Not a lot of people like it because it has alcohol in it, so it does sting when you put it on if you have open wounds. I pack Q-tips because I'll put it on the Q-tip and kind of put it exactly where I want it. Looks like the last thing I have here are my easy vents. I'll show you how to use these in another video. And yeah, so that's what's in my short trip to go bag. There's obviously other things you're gonna pack if you're going somewhere. And yeah, so I'll bring all of this and more. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me, and I really appreciate you checking out my channel. If you haven't, please like, comment, and subscribe. I also have an Instagram, so if you want to message me on there, it's Chronically Me T. Be sure when you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you turn those post notifications on so you get notified every single time I post a video. And let's see what's next. Comment below what you want to see about ostomies. This is the start of my ostomy series, so I'm looking forward to showing you guys so much more. I'll see you guys later. Bye.